Hello and welcome. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about China's digital currency, a U.S. digital currency, and decentralized finance is approaching $1 billion. It's going to be a fantastic show, and I hope you hang on for the entire program. In the meantime, our cat Blue is on the hunt for new subscribers. Subscribe today to get added to Blue's list. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not smarter than you. You are smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. And we're going to include a link to all of the articles that we cover today so that you can begin your own research. So, don't call China's digital currency a crypto project. Assembly required, blockchain technology not included. So, China's central bank's digital currency, CBDC, has been shrouded in mystery. Some have labeled the development as a tracking tool for an authoritarian government. Others have been more generous. Both groups can, however, agree on one point: it's nothing like Bitcoin. While it isn't mentioned in the document, the very existence of such a system means the central bank has access to the entire system. Just as the central bank of any country can track remittances back to a particular user within their country. And that's, of course, if those remittances are on a bank or some other physical entity, because if you're dealing in cash, then there is no way to track it back to a specific entity. Now, given the structure, it is not accurate to call China's central bank's cryptocurrency or digital currency a cryptocurrency, even though it was announced that the DCEP wallets would likely employ distributed tech and public-private key cryptography when setting up users' accounts. Thus, it is important to distinguish between a cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, and a digital currency, such as the Chinese digital currency that they'll be releasing through the Central Bank of China in the near future. Many new features have been included in the currency's design, including anti-spam protection and offline transactions. The central bank is likely to roll out a dedicated wallet, either independently or through its commercial banking partners. Issuance will be solely at the discretion of the People's Bank of China. Banking partners will have to deposit a certain amount of money with the central bank and will be given an equivalent amount in digital currency. So a number of months ago, I think it was somewhere around August, September timeframe. Actually, I think it was in September. China announced that they are introducing in 2020 their own digital currency. And as time is going on, we're beginning to get little bits and pieces of additional information. And so we knew from the get-go that it probably wouldn't be a decentralized cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, because the Chinese government is going to own all of the servers that cryptocurrency is run on, unlike Bitcoin, where anybody can set up a server and run their own Bitcoin node and become a Bitcoin miner. And so while Bitcoin is decentralized in the sense that anybody can set up a program and become part of the Bitcoin network with the Chinese central bank coin, the expectation is that all of those servers will be ran and owned by the Chinese government. So it's getting to become clearer and clearer that China may actually release their digital currency within 2020. And by China releasing their own digital currency, that's going to put pressure on other governments to do the same. And speaking of other governments, when will we see the digital dollar, the US dollar? CryptoDad says soon. And so who's CryptoDad? CryptoDad is the former CFTC chairman, Chris Giancarlo, aka CryptoDad, sees the current set of financial systems, the older systems associated with the pre-digital age, as hopelessly obsolete. He aims to fix them. And so there is a video here. I'm going to include the link in case you want to come and watch the video. A short excerpt is, during my 5 years at the commission, we saw this sort of new wave of digitization of our world that's taking place, he said. The first wave was the digitization of information, and that's created the internet as we know it today. But we're seeing what some people call the digitization of value, or the internet of value. Giancarlo recently, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, I fear I probably butchered it, but I did the best I could, recently called the creation of the digital dollar and is working with former Lab CFTC head Daniel Gorfine to experiment and ultimately ship a framework for a truly digital version of the US dollar. I've been also thinking a lot about how so much of our physical infrastructure, our bridges, our tunnels, our airports, have been allowed to age and decay. They were state-of-the-art in 50s and 60s. They are well past their sell-by dates, he said. So much of our financial infrastructure has also been allowed to age and decay and not been modernized. And so getting the United States up to date with something like a digital currency is going to help to modernize the United States financial system. And I'm glad to see that even though he is a former CFTC chairman, he has a little bit of weight when it comes to the United States government taking a look at some of these different technologies. Plus, with China introducing their own central bank digital currency, the U.S. government has to be considering that, because today the U.S. dollar is the world standard currency. And if we want to maintain that position, we have to stay current and relevant when it comes to currency and the potential future of digital currency. So, the last thing we're going to talk about is funds locked in DeFi approach $1 billion milestone. The amount of money locked in decentralized finance, DeFi, contracts has just blasted through the $900 million mark, nearly reaching $920 million at the time of publishing. DeFi is increasingly looking like it will be the main driver of Ethereum's growth as its funds continue to increase. Just days ago, BN Crypto reported that there were $825 million worth of funds invested in a new all-time high. The record has now been shattered yet again, with the total funds locked in DeFi topping $920 million. And so just a brief comment on how DeFi works. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. And what we're talking about is finance that's done on the blockchain. And so if you own a cryptocurrency, say Ethereum or one of the others, there are certain apps or certain programs that you can go to, and you can deposit your cryptocurrency with that app. And once it's deposited, that cryptocurrency can then be used to initiate loans. And so it allows individuals to either be a borrower or a loaner of money. And by being a loaner, you get paid in interest. And by being a borrower, it makes it easier for people that are in countries where there is not a lot of banking options, or the banking options tend to be corrupt, or the banking options are extremely difficult and only accessible by the wealthy. And so a lot of decentralized finance is small loans, $50, $100, somewhere in that ballpark. And with it approaching $900 million, approaching $1 billion, that means that these micro loans have grown to a point, and the people investing money to be borrowed has grown to a point where it's going to get some major attention by a lot of folks. DeFi has exceeded all expectations thus far in 2020. For comparison, the number of funds locked away was just $600 million in mid-December. The push is being led by MakerDAO, the lending project which makes up some 57% of all DeFi funds. Other DeFi products like crypto derivatives also play a major role in this budding Ethereum-led ecosystem. The optimism around DeFi has caused some analysts to predict that it will be the driver of a parabolic growth in 2020 and beyond. The spike in use has followed a slow uptick in Ethereum's price as well. In the past month, the leading smart contract platform has climbed from $132, that's $132 per Ethereum cryptocurrency in early January, to its current price of $188 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. Once it hits the 1 billion milestone, total funds locked in the sector will equal around 5% of Ethereum's entire market capitalization. And so that's huge. That's huge that DeFi appears to be pushing the entire Ethereum ecosystem bigger and bigger. For those of you that are not aware, Ethereum is a cryptocurrency that allows people to write smart contracts. A smart contract is just simply a programming language that adds additional functionality to the Ethereum cryptocurrency, the Ethereum blockchain. And one of the things that has been built by doing that has been the MakerDAO DeFi platform. And so with MakerDAO, you can go and you can deposit cryptocurrency, have it lent to somebody else, they pay it back, and you earn interest on it. And then the platform also takes a portion of the cut. And so it's quite exciting that we're putting banking back into the hands of individuals instead of it being an institutionally ran situation. Because banks don't give people who are depositing money for savings, they don't give them hardly anything when it comes to the interest actually collected. And so this is an exciting turn of events. All right, so in conclusion, how can I be of service to you? Do you have any comments, criticisms, questions? Do you want me to dig deeper into any of the topics that we've covered? Do you disagree with anything that I said? I would be very interested in your polite disagreements or any other questions and comments you'd like to share. Please leave it on the YouTube page down below. If you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter or somewhere else, just click the YouTube link and go to the YouTube channel so that you can make your comments there. In the meantime, I hope that you'll like, subscribe, and hodl, and have a fantastic day.